The biggest knockout fight ever. Gervonta Davis vs. NAOYA INOUE. Future mega fight. Although heavyweight boxing is where the mega fight has been for ages, recently there have been rumblings earlier this year of a possible big money showdown between pound-for-pound King Canelo Alvarez and two-time undisputed champion Terence Crawford. Truthfully, it'll be a monumental fight, but when it comes to knockout power, technicality, and star power, not much is being said about another possible showdown that is just as big and will attract attention from multiple continents should the fighters clash. If you're truly a boxing fan, the names I'm about to mention will not come as a surprise to you. Gervonta Tank Davis. When it comes to brutal, exciting fights, standing at the blue corner, there is no better fighter to keep everyone on the edge of their seat than American superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis. A former champion of the IBF Super Featherweight, WBA Super Featherweight, and WBA Super Lightweight, who now holds the WBA Lightweight belt, which he has defended once. With a southpaw stance, charisma, and fight style that's left both viewers, boxers, and commentators mesmerized. Tank is definitely in his prime, and this one's not to be messed with. Despite debuting as a professional in 2013, the fighter remains undefeated after 11 years. The 29-year-old KO artist boasts of a 30 career fight win, with 28 of them ending in a stoppage. That is a mind-blowing 93% knockout record for all of his professional fights. Though he only stands at 5 foot 6 inches, this hasn't been a disadvantage in a sport where physical attributes are an added advantage. But Gervonta's biggest win and threat to his undefeated record took place nearly 4 years ago. The double world title showdown. They traded body blows, and this was the mistake Santa Cruz made. Of the 84 body blows he threw, Tank landed 55.
Hey, look up this young fighter called the Monster. You ever hear Monster?
No.
Japanese fighter called Monster. This is a monster.
Crazy.
Naoya the Monster Inoue. Professional Japanese boxer Naoya Inoue has created a name for himself that's gone far out of Yokohama's borders. Thanks to his aggressive fighting style and the way he leaves opponents on the mat from knockouts, Naoya has been nicknamed the Monster. Having been a professional boxer for 12 years, he has a record of 27 fights with no losses. Not only that, 24 of those fights were won by knockout, granting him an 88.9% knockout ratio and an affirmation of his nickname. Inoue currently has 4 belts strapped to himself: the WBC World Bantamweight, WBA Super World Bantamweight, and IBF World Bantamweight. Standing at 5 foot 5 inches, Inoue should be at a disadvantage in the range, but the Monster has used the same small stature to devastate boxers and fans alike, reminding the boxing world that size isn't everything. He also ranks number 1 in the junior featherweight classes by The Ring magazine. The Japanese boxer has had an impressive career, but one of his biggest fights happened 2 years prior. 1 round, 1 knockout. Where other fights aim to weaken their opponents by wearing them down over the rounds, Naoya has a different idea, and he showed this in one of his iconic fights. On June 7, 2022, the Saitama Super Arena in Saitama, Japan held the fight between WBC Bantamweight World Champion Nonito Donaire and WBA Super World and IBF World Bantamweight Champion Naoya Inoue. The duo had met before, with Inoue winning the fight by judges' decision. People had expected a clash between two fighters, but nothing could have prepared the fans for this. From the beginning of the matchup until its end, Naoya gave Donaire not even a second to breathe. The Monster threw a flurry of punches that left Donaire barely able to stand, and just when the first round was nearing its end, the Japanese fighter landed a knockout to the temple that left Nonito on the mat, but the bell saved him. In the second round, Naoya's onslaught continued. First was a left hook followed by a barrage of punches, which left him at a disadvantage, and Naoya took that opportunity. Delivering punch after punch, Inoue won the fight after Donaire hit the mat a second time at 1 minute 28 seconds into the second round. Gervonta Davis and Naoya Inoue are two boxers that leave it all in the ring. They've displayed how far they can go with just 12 years of being active. But just how far can they go should they meet in the same ring? Let's find out. Gervonta Davis versus Naoya Inoue. Davis is a southpaw that mixes up with a deadly flurry of jabs. The jabs, usually delivered at a staggering speed, leaves opponents unable to counter until an opening is created. That opening is what Gervonta looks for, and he'll deliver his trademark left uppercut. An uppercut king with a small body that allows him to throw them. What or respond? When he's doing so, he also taunts his opponents by dropping his guard. Opponents come for this opening, but his legs are quick and he's stepping back and returning with a punch before opponents can defend. The boxer throws hooks with both hands until his opponents are on the mat, or he finishes it up with a lethal punch that usually lands on the chin or temple. A matchup between these two would be catastrophic. Where Gervonta has the uppercut to cut off all signals to the brain, Inoue has the knockout to the chin to stop opponents. Inoue also risks a KO thanks to him dropping his guard to taunt opponents, although Davis is also at a risk of losing in a fight where speed is the only determinant. Inoue mentioned in an interview that his father, Shingo Inoue, is the biggest influence in his life, and also mentioned that he would like more fights worthy of a boxer ranked number 1. Who better than the WBA Super World Lightweight Champion that was also promoted by Floyd Mayweather to fill this position? Gervonta Davis, on the other hand, hasn't shied away from the prospect of meeting Inoue in the ring.
Probably.
Yeah?
That would be like a fun fight.
Be crazy.
Yeah, that would be a fun fight. Now that would be technicality. That fight right there, like man. But I think I'll be too big for him.
But the big question is, can the match happen? It can. Naoya Inoue holds 4 belts, making him the undisputed champion in the bantamweight division, and is spoiling for a fight that will catapult his name to the world. He possesses the skills, experience, and overall charisma that's looked on for by fighters, making him a possible opponent for Naoya. Davis also has a title, a 28 by KO out of 30 fights. He's also a popular name in the world of boxing and is looking to reach greater heights. At this point, it would seem the only thing stopping both fighters is the match not getting a set date yet. Sadly, in the same way the fight can hold, so it cannot hold for a number of reasons. Inoue currently fights in the bantamweight, super bantamweight division, whereas Davis is in the featherweight lightweight division. As boxers in different weight classes aren't paired together, this puts a hold on either boxer getting a matchup. The only solution would be that either Naoya rises to the featherweight class, Davis drops to the bantamweight class, or a catch weight can be done with no title on the line. Another hindrance to the fight could be their fight schedules, with both fighters fighting at the top of their weight classes. Fitting a fight outside of their weight classes would require shuffling about of their schedules and mandatory fights. Then there's also the issue of sanctioning bodies. There might be too many organizations involved in the sanctioning process, which might cause both fighters to lose interest in the fight before a fight date is announced. Although Turki Al-Sheikh of Saudi Arabia has been able to pull off mega fights just like the Fury vs. Usyk unified heavyweight bout. Although Inoue has an upcoming fight on September 3rd, most likely he will take care of business. When he does, I hope this could headline Riyadh season next year. What do you guys think? Do you want to see the American Tank go against the Japanese Monster? After considering the fighting styles of both boxers, who do you think will win? Let me know in the comment section below.